Good afternoon once again, book lovers of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Book Nerd 802, and in this video I am going to be reviewing Energy Quest Volume 4 by Peter Magro. I know that many of you have been anticipating this video for a couple of days now, and it's finally here. I couldn't be happier to be reviewing this volume, honestly. Absolutely brilliant. 5 out of 5 star read from my end. Took me about 30 minutes to get through, and it consists of about 50 pages. Cost me €15, which is honestly more than reasonable for such a well written and well thought out story, but I still have a few things to, let's say, criticize, some constructive criticism, I guess, although I have a lot of positive things to say, and I will be detailing what the story is about as well. So definitely um, be aware that there will be a few spoilers ahead. And I was lucky enough to get this signed by the author as well. I spoke about this when I made the video showing you this graphic novel. He said, Peter Magro told me to Andrew, hope you enjoy this issue, with thanks, and then he signed the book. November 2025. I'll have to wait all the way until November 2026 before I see another volume. I hope that is not the case because I could read the series honestly all day. And this was as much of a mental exercise for me as it was for Zero, so I spoke with Peter Magro a few days prior to receiving this volume through chat, and he told me that he thought I'd enjoy this one, and I most definitely did. He totally hit the nail on the head with that one, and this was extremely fascinating and thought provoking for several reasons, which I will as well be detailing in this video. And as a person who doesn't much consider himself human, and who has been compared to an AI model, artificial intelligence model, and to Mark Zuckerberg at least 100 times since the start of November, during my live streams mostly, this volume really resonated with me. I am now going to cough to demonstrate that I am indeed human, right? There you go, now you can stop calling me AI. So, all Windsor, our main antagonist, I suppose, all he wanted to do was to save his daughter Andromeda, and now we know why and how humanity has been wiped out, and yet Zero is still going to attempt to take back the immortal battery because Windsor is this brilliant, innovative person, quite a genius actually, and he comes across this immortal battery and he wants to download all of his daughter's life in order to be able to communicate with her even if she does pass away. And he also lost his wife, so it's completely understandable that he is grieving, I suppose, and he kills a lot of people in the process to try to save his daughter in a digital form. And he believes that even though the body might not be sustainable, the individuality of a person, I suppose, can still be saved on a device, and that makes humanity even more powerful. But that doesn't really um, work out since AI takes over and humanity doesn't really have the opportunity to do that anyway. And Zero gets to know all the details since the Blue Ghost is a hologram projection of his feelings, and she helped him recall all that happened prior to when we were introduced to Zero in Volume 1. And just as it happens, right, Andromeda is also Windsor's daughter. She was um, saved apparently and is now found in Zero, who is an AI teddy bear and also one of Windsor's inventions. And I suppose that does in several ways make um, Windsor's daughter and Zero siblings. And although this one did not perhaps have a great of a cliffhanger as Volume 3 did, and I am definitely not complaining about that since I have to wait a whole year before I get to immerse myself in the world of Zero and of Energy Quest yet again, I am still curious with regard to what will happen to Zero and whether or not he'll form part of the Hive. And as much as I am rooting for Zero and love autonomy and individuality, I don't want the series to end predictably. I don't really want the protagonist to win. I want there to be more creativity involved. I kind of know that that is the direction this will take anyway, but it's not the sort of thing I would enjoy. So I hope that if you're watching this, Peter Magro, you have some ideas to completely divert my expectations, or at least arrive to the conclusion in a different way than what I am expecting, now that I told you how I am expecting for it to end, basically, with Zero winning and saving humanity. Um, so yeah, I look forward to Volume 5, definitely. Some of the illustrations towards the back of this newly introduced city, by the way, called um, Arcadia, kind of like that shopping place in Gozo, to my knowledge. But now that we know all about the city as well, things have changed drastically with how I can perceive this series and what Zero has been through, what he will eventually go through, and my enjoyment of the story has definitely not um, taken a hit because I am still as intrigued by the concept as I've ever been. And it's action packed, there is homicide going on, artificial intelligence proving to be a traitor, so betrayal as a team, quite a big team as a matter of fact. Um, some fantastic villains and antagonists, very well written characters, and some brilliant character development too. And we also got to see several of these mass produced, which is absolutely terrifying, and I don't know why people would continue buying them. We don't yet know of their purpose as such. I am quite concerned with what their purpose might be. Um, for instance, we kind of know what the AI teddy bears were made for, to take care of children in a way, or to keep them company, but we don't yet know Santa's little helpers, what their main purpose is, or maybe something that I missed out on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but this definitely reminded me of the Stark Expo in Iron Man 2, or whatever Walt Disney had in mind back in the day, several decades ago. And it's insane how far ahead we'll be technologically in about 50 years from now. I fully believe that what happened in this book is definitely a possibility for the future. So yeah, definitely. Some people might consider that to be more of a utopia than a dystopia, but it's horrifying. At least that is my opinion. But it's definitely a possibility. I will not rule it out. And it's very scary to think about how such brilliant ideas are surely going to end up in the wrong hands, and theoretically, all we'd need is one battery to provide enough electricity for the whole world, and the concept described in this graphic novel or comic is absolutely brilliant and definitely innovative as well. But a certain group of people will eliminate the person who solves the energy problem within days, much like they do with all those who find a cure to cancer, for instance, who try to speak about the injustices of the world. And full disclosure, that was definitely in no way an anti Semitic statement, but yeah, this graphic novel was definitely a 5 out of 5 star read from my end. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed reading the book and chatting about it for a couple of minutes with you. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my content because why not? It's absolutely amazing. Take a look at the video reviews I made of the other volumes in Energy Quest by the same author and illustrator, Peter Magro. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.